Very good morning to everyone. And let me ask you something. And I want you to sit with this for a moment. Have you ever been in a room full of people and still felt completely alone? You're surrounded by family, colleagues, neighbors, and yet there is no one you can truly talk to. No one in front of whom you can just be honest. And now, flip that. Have you ever been with just one person, maybe over a cup of chai on a quiet afternoon, and felt like you could say anything? No editing, no pretending, no fear of being judged. So, what was different? The topic, the place, the time? No. What was different was the person. So, let me say this. People open their hearts when they feel safe. Let me say that again. People open their hearts when they feel safe. So that brings me to what I want to talk about today. And the question is not, are you a good person? Most of us are. The real question is, are you a safe person? Think about it. You know, what I find fascinating about flowers? You can have the best seeds in the world, from the finest gardens, from the rarest plant. But if you put them in hard soil, in a dark room, with no water, what happens? Nothing. They just sit there shrinking. But you put that same seed in soft soil, with sunlight, with water, with a little care, and it does what it was always meant to do. It blooms. So people are exactly the same. People around you, your children, your spouse, your colleagues, your friends, they are carrying seeds of thoughts, feelings, struggles, even beautiful dreams. But they will only let those seeds out in the right environment. And that environment, that is you. You are either the dark room or the sunlight. So, what makes a person feel safe with you? Think about it. But I'll give you four things, and I say each one. I want you to check honestly whether you do this or whether you sometimes do the opposite. One, non judgment. Let me tell you about Sunita ji. She runs a household, manages everything from the children's school fees to the evening meals. And one day, she makes a decision that did not work out. Maybe she trusted the wrong person or misjudged a situation at home. Now, if she comes to you and the first thing she sees on your face is that expression, that slight raise of the eyebrow, that look that says, मैंने पहले ही कहा था, she'll never open up to you again. Never. But if you simply listen without that look, she'll come back every single time. Now, let me tell you about Rameshi. He's a man in his 50s who has been working his whole life providing for his family. And one day he made a bad financial decision, something he's deeply ashamed of. You know how rare it is for a man like Ramesh to even admit it? But if you judge him in that moment, you do not just lose his trust, you confirm his biggest fear, that asking for help makes him look weak. That shame will now go underground and it will stay there. So, non judgment is not about agreeing with everything, it's about giving people the dignity of being heard first. Number two, reliability. Yes. So, there is Meenaji, a working woman, 45, juggling office deadlines and her mother in law's health appointments. She has very little time and even less emotional energy to spare. She shared something personal with you last month, something she had not told anyone else. So today, you run into her at the market and in front of three people, you say, Arey haan, tumne jo bola tha. And that is the moment trust dies. Reliability means this, that if I tell you something, I can predict how you will behave. You will not be careless with what I gave you. You will show up, you will not forget, you will not casually bring it up at the wrong time. Safe people are predictable in the best possible way. And number three, confidentiality. Now, this one is simple, but of course, non negotiable. Now, what is shared with you in private stays with you in private, full stop. That's it. We live in times where gossip has become entertainment. Are suno, sunao has become a social currency. No wonder Big Boss is so famous. But every time you pass on someone else's private matter, even with good intentions, you are quietly becoming a person people stop confiding in. And you will never even know it. They will just quietly stop talking to you about things that matter. And many a time it happens with kids. Parents, let's say a child came to the parent, discussed something, and the parent casually discussed it in front of everyone. Confidentiality clause broken. The parent lose trust forever. And number four, empathy. This is the most misunderstood one. Empathy does not mean you solve the problem. Empathy does not even mean you understand exactly what they are going through. Empathy simply means I see that this is hard for you and I am not going anywhere. Simple. A homemaker who has been doing everything at home for 20 years without much acknowledgement comes and tells you she feels invisible. She does not need a solution. She needs someone to sit with her in that feeling for a moment. That's all. Just sit with her. That is empathy. And that is powerful. So today, let's do our self reflection exercise. And I want to give you one question to carry home today. Just one. Please write it down if you want. Do people feel better? Now you have to ask this to your own self. So, do people feel better after talking to me or they feel heavier? Let me repeat that. Do people feel better after talking to me or do they feel heavier? So, this is one question that you should be asking your own self. Not worse, not judged, not advised when they did not ask for advice. Do they feel lighter? Sit with that question tonight, honestly, and then choose one thing, just one. Will you stop giving that expression, that look of judgment when someone shares something difficult? Or will you be more careful about repeating what people tell you in confidence? Or will you just once resist the urge to fix and simply listen instead? Pick one. Practice it this week, not forever, just this week. and watch what changes around you. In this world where everyone is very busy giving advice, sharing opinions, forwarding WhatsApp messages with solutions to every problem, the rarest, most beautiful thing you can offer another person is a safe space. Not your wisdom, not your experience, and definitely not your expertise. Just safety. And here's the beautiful truth about that. You do not need a degree for this. You do not need money for this. And you do not need status for this. You just need to make a quiet choice to be the kind of person in whose presence others feels free to be themselves, safe to be present there. Because long after people forget what you said to them, long after they forget what you gave them, they will remember how they felt in your company. They'll remember that this was the person I could always go to. This was the person who made me feel safe. So I leave you with this. This week, choose to be that person for your spouse, for your child, for a colleague, for a friend who has been carrying something too heavy for too long. Just once, hold that space, reserve the judgment, keep the confidence, and offer the empathy and see what blooms. With that thought, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you.